All right, it's Monday, July 1st, just following up on the SPY. You can see here it's now heading lower. It's breaking down below the first bar low. As I was anticipating, we have pre-market lows. We have yesterday's lows kind of as targets. I discussed on the first video how I aggressively bought the puts up here on the 1 minute chart early, taking out the pre-market highs, anticipating this kind of move to the downside. I was able to scale out just to set up a no-risk trade, just in case. You never know what's going to happen. I bought those 550 puts at 498. I scaled out at 550. They're at 570, 570-ish area right now, 571 on the ask. And the official confirmation now is, this move below bar number one. We'll keep a stop at kind of the halfway point of that first bar, see if it gets down to those targets. We're trying to see if this week and the new month starts out to the downside here. We had the big red 3 bar from last week that you kind of expect the lows to be tested. There's no actionable signal to the upside until either you get an inside bar here and then up, or a 2 down, 2 up, or something like that. At the moment, it doesn't look like, we started up strong above the midpoint of that bar higher, so you're expecting lower. The big thing on the context was we had the shooter bar from last week that we're anticipating. If we can get a 2 down week, then we're going to be heading into this gap as the rest of the week goes on. That's kind of the anticipation. And of course, we have a new month right now. That's the flip of this green month. We're now in July, so we've put our line here at the open of the month. As long as that stays red, we're biased to the downside, until we might just start out, come to the midpoint of that month, and then have a weekly reversal back to the upside and take out the highs since it was a prior green month. But, we're going to keep an eye on that open. Anything below it stays red and biased down. And once we get above it, green, and we'll expect that high to be tested if it should develop. So again, I'm anticipating this weekly chart with a 2 down week, which could lead a lot lower. And that's why I wanted to be aggressive here, buying puts right out of the gates. If it all doesn't work out, it's no risk right now. Hopefully we continue lower here to the pre-market lows. That's the next target. And we're going to see if we break out, of the bottom of this range that I've identified, this big range here, the top and the bottom. So the big, the context is, are we going to come out of there and continue, or are we going to come out of there and maybe then fail and start back up through the range? Anything's possible, but that's kind of the context. Main thing was I was looking to be aggressive to the short side after last week's price action, and obviously we're getting some good follow through now at the moment. Again, options that I bought at 498 are now up to 578, 580. So, good trade aggressively. And if you're in it a little later, it looks like it's working out too. So keep all those those levels in mind, the context, and we will see what develops here starting out on Monday.